All right, here we are. This is a fully restored creature from the Black Lagoon. I realized that I never posted any photos or videos after I finished this, so it was time to do it. Before we dive into the game, let's take a quick look at some of the photos from before. And here we are, back to the after. So you can tell it wasn't actually in that bad a shape. There was a bit of rust, it had been exposed to moisture, and unfortunately the cabinet had a bit of water damage, and the direction that I knew I wanted to go with this game, I did not want to compromise, and wood is super important in these things, as obviously it holds everything. So I had a brand new cabinet made. Paul at Virtual Pin does a phenomenal job. I've ordered a few cabinets from him. He also screen printed the warning label on the back, which you can see there. There's a new serial decal on the back. And then the decals I opted not to have him do. I did them myself. These are a high gloss, really nicely saturated color here. I went with the purple to kind of keep a little bit more with the original game. The original game, most of them, I believe, if not all of them, I'm sure folks will keep me honest here, had purple. There are versions that were hot pink, and interestingly enough, this game, somebody had tried to replace the decals on the head, and they used the hot pink, so they didn't really match the cabinet. And then we've got a really nice black powder coat here. I went back and forth about what to do here. The only other route I was considering was doing chrome. A little bit of an overview of what's been done to this game. The heart of this is a very special Ron Kruzman clear-coated playfield, and it's an NOS playfield that by some chance of luck, I just happened to find even before I had purchased this game. I knew I was gonna buy a creature at some point, and I knew I was going to want to restore it, so I was kind of softly on the lookout for a playfield, and one just happened to pop up. They're almost unobtainium at this point. Finding an NOS playfield is completely unheard of. This is brand new, so we've got a brand new creature window. And the other thing is all the bolts on this game, all the nuts, all the screws were either replaced or polished. I mean, you go around here and every single bolt looks almost brand new. The posts that support everything have been polished. The stainless steel has been regrained. I mean, there is no bolt, screw, solder point that was not tended to on this game. And the other thing too is we lit the pop bumpers, which I think is one of the things that makes Creature so dark, and just lighting these pop bumpers can make a world of a difference. You just got to make sure you get those bulbs in real solid. I think part of the reason why they didn't light these from the factory is to access those pop bumpers is not the easiest of feats, because you've got to remove this main inner ramp here. Also, all brand new plastics. As you can see, we've got Titan rubbers everywhere. We got purple rubbers for most of the posts, some clear rubbers here. I chose to use kind of this aqua post color. For those of you that know, the creature from the factory had orange posts. And the apron was re-powder coated, and these are brand new decals that I got from the UK. These are UV reactive. There is a difference. There's a lot of manufacturers that make reproduction apron decals, and they are not UV reactive. These are. And of course, you know, you got to have the creature shooter rod. Another little thing while I'm just here, you'll notice that there's felt across the front here. This can help prevent the glass from scratching as you slide it on and off. It's a little piece, but it can make a difference. So some of the details, I'm a huge fan of Swinks' work. We got a couple pieces here from Swinks. We've got the taillight mod, well, one of the taillight mods here that you can see. We've got his snack bar right there. And it's also got Stumbler's Walk My Snack Bar mod, which allows you to control the lighting effect on both the neon tubes and the snack bar logo itself. Amazing modification. He's a super talented guy, and you can configure the snack bar to do all sorts of different patterns. My favorite is the Chase Echo board, which again is one of Stumbler's creation. And this gives you back, even better, the wonderful marquee effect of the Chase lights. If you've ever seen a creature with LEDs in the marquee lights, they don't behave like marquee lights anymore. And it's because of the difference between an incandescent bulb and an LED bulb and the voltage that they pull. So the board that's controlling it has a hard time, the factory board, getting those lights to behave like marquee lights. So with this mod, you can control the patterns that the marquee lights present. Just an amazing piece of software engineering there from Stumbler. We've got another Swinks piece back here. We've got the movie poster mod that sits in the back, and you can swap out those movie posters. A piece that I'm pretty proud of is the custom backboard. This is not a wood backboard, it's acrylic, and it has lights built into the acrylic. And it kind of fades in and out very slowly, and the video may or may not be capturing it, but there's lights behind the sun, there's lights behind the creature's head, there's lights behind the leaves, and there's lights kind of along the horizon line to give a really nice glow. And when this is in a darkly lit room, the effect is very cool. Okay, we also have the MRS switch. These are killer, and you can buy them off of Pinside. I think his name is Sonic, who makes these. So you no longer have a mechanical switch here, and you can get some serious points, when you get into multi-ball and you get the ball and the bowl here. The other thing that can really help is leveling the bowl. So you'll see there's a rubber grommet there. There's also another spacer, which you might not be able to see. It's kind of in the back here. But this bowl has been leveled, so you get some serious spins out of this bowl. It can be great. It's got Cliffy protectors all over the place. It's got them in that scoop. It's got it in the scoop up under here, which is the Kiss scoop. Another thing that I do when I restore games is, if they look beautiful, that's one piece, but also the playability of these games. When you restore games and you install a new playfield and you got new ramps, which this one has all new ramps from Starship Fantasy. They make awesome ramps. One of the advantages of going with their ramps is they're actually thicker. The downside is installing them can be a little challenging. You have to be very careful, and you oftentimes have to use a heat gun to kind of try and mold them a little bit, which has been done here. And then you have to really test it. You got to throw balls in the game with your hand and actually try and play the game and see where the balls are landing. And for example, this wire form was re-chromed, and when I got it back, it wasn't really fitting exactly right, and the ball wasn't coming off the end exactly correct. So these are all the details that I go into when I'm going through one of these, is really testing the game and make sure it plays, so that not only does it look great, but it plays great. And this game plays amazing. I have not played a creature that plays like this ever. It's a completely different experience. Okay, so going up to the back box, we've got the CPR mirrored speaker panel. And as you can see here, we also have the taillight mod. So all the taillights light up on the cars. The Starlight sign on the right-hand side lights up. The drive-in light does as well. Really cool addition. Again, at night, phenomenal effect. As you can see here, we've got a color DMD. And then we also have the CPR mirrored back glass. These are really great, especially when the game is off. It gives just a really crisp, color-saturated appearance. All right, so that's kind of the outside of the game. Let's go jump into the inside. All right, here we are inside the game. So you can see here the inside of this cabinet is spotless. As I mentioned before, it is a brand new cabinet, but also to keep the wiring really clean, using this black looming to run through the cabinet can really clean up the wires and the appearance of the inside of the cabinet. The line filter box here has been chromed. The one in the back is also chromed. Brand new ground braid has been ran throughout the game. Repainted the transformer, and you can see here this is a power supply, so that we're running all of our mods not off of the power driver board, which is a very wise thing to do, because the power driver board in these games was never really intended to put out a bunch of extra power above and beyond what it needed to just control the game. So this is running up to a switched relay in the back box. So the power does turn on and off when there's certain modes in the game where lights are supposed to turn off. We also have an amplifier down here that is controllable. You can control the low pass filter. You can also control the intensity. And we've got a 6-inch sub down there. So it sounds wonderful. Brand new plumb bob. We still have our creature window down here. This is still the original motor, but I actually do have a brand new replacement that I'll put in as soon as this thing goes out. It does kind of act up here and there, and so it might be about that time to replace it. So let's look at the bottom. All of the coils, all of the mechs have been completely disassembled, put back together, cleaned, brand new coil wrappers on all of them, color matched inserts to give you some really nice color saturation. The original, actually no, I don't know if this is the original hologram. It might have been replaced at some point, but it is still, it's very green. It hasn't yellowed at all. Quite rare to find a creature that has a really green saturated creature hologram still intact. As we go up here, there you can see Ron Kruzman's stamp of approval. And the other thing that he does in these playfields, he actually clear coats the bottom. So the bottom is really nice, and it's sealed as well. All right, so lastly, let's take a peek inside the back box. Okay, so here we are inside the back box. Once again, you can see we've got some color matched LEDs in here. We got a cool fire bulb for the area on the front of the creature back glass. I'm sorry, there's a guy that's like on fire falling off a boat or something. Brand new baffle here. These are usually trashed, and they're made of like a very thin, it's almost like, I think it's like an ABS. This has been 3D printed. So it really creates a strong separation between each one of the lights. So let's open this up. We'll take a peek in here. So all of these boards were sent out to Chris Hibbler, who is a wizard when it comes to board work. And he went over all of them, beefed them up where needed, and they are better than new, ready for years and years of play. All right, well, thanks everyone for taking a peek at my video, and I hope you like what you see here. A lot of love has been put into this game. It was a lot of fun to restore, and it's just becoming rarer and rarer to find really nice examples of creatures like this.